Hey guys, this is Mel, and I'm here to talk about Shadowhunters episode 208, titled Love is a Devil, which premiered Monday, February 20th, 2017 on Freeform, the 21st on Netflix, which is where I saw it from, guys, so you're getting it about a day late for recording for me. Otherwise, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the episode, go watch that first. Otherwise, you're going to be really spoiled if you watch my video and see what I have to say about the episode. With that said, all my other video reminders are up on screen here, guys, and I really have to say, just going on YouTube this time around, for some reason, I got spoiled the moment I clicked my home page. And I wasn't even logged in. So it's like, for some reason, I got spoiled so much, which kind of really dampened the mood for me when I'm watching this episode, because I don't like being spoiled. I'm pretty good at getting away from that stuff by the time I watch it. But yeah, this time it was just all over the place. Everywhere I clicked, every other channel I wanted to check on that wasn't Shadowhunter related, I always saw the same thumbnail that was a huge spoiler in the sidebar. So anyways, with that said, let's start the 10-minute clock and let's begin with what happened, because I really am on a time crunch right now. So timeline-wise, this episode really takes off immediately after where 207 left off. So you still have Isabel in the alleyway dealing with the vampires. You have Clary and Jace just coming back from their fight on the rooftop to free the angel Ethereal. So you're really picking up right where we left off. Episode reminder though, the huge thing is the fact that it's Max's rune ceremony. So this is where I guess you can kind of say he's initiated into being an active Shadowhunter, I guess you can say, because beforehand you kind of go to school from the sounds of it and to kind of learn all the different runes and what it is to be a Shadowhunter. So he's finished all that. I guess you could say he's finished his schooling. So with that said, episode breakdown, storyline-wise, really the only storyline is pretty much all taking place in Max's rune ceremony and all the havoc that happens there. So that's the major setting. But otherwise, kind of lead-ins towards it is the fact that Simon actually confesses his love to Clary and she kisses him afterwards. So then they officially started dating in this episode. Also, a side one would be the fact that Isabel is still trying to deal with the whole yin-fen addiction she has going on, and it turns to the point that Raphael has to intervene. But he doesn't really intervene that well. He actually not only gives he supply the venom for her, but he gives her something stronger than yin-fen from the sounds of it. So there's that. So that's technically the second storyline, but I did the first one. So let's go into the main storyline, which is Max's rune ceremony. Apparently, while Magnus holds the party for Max's rune ceremony, I guess you can say the before party, if you will, another warlock, you remember her as Iris Rouse, who made the blood oath with Clary, she hijacks the party and causes our main characters to hallucinate their biggest fears as a distraction to get Magnus to take out his spell book so that she could steal it for Valentine, since he's kidnapped the little girl, Madsy, as a leverage thing. So anyways, everyone hallucinates their biggest fear. So Clary hallucinates that Simon is cheating on her with Maya. You have Alec hallucinating the fact that Clary considers him a killer, which I called it last week in my predictions, just saying. And then also Jace hallucinates Maris's rejection and desire to kill him for being Valentine's demon child. So there's that. Also in this episode, Magnus reveals that the first Shadowhunters had a connection to the angel Raziel through visions because they were created from his blood, which has them all coming to the conclusion that that Clary has pure angel blood because she has a vision connection to Ethereal. So they think that she has his blood and kind of like a direct descendant from him. Because of this, Clary can actually activate the soul sword, which is what Valentine is trying to do. So there is that. Character-wise, we do see the return of not only Iris Rouse and little Madsy, but we also see the return of Maris and Max Lightwood. So there's that. Runes, though, we do see Isabel using the healing rune on herself to hide the vampire bite marks that Raphael gave on her arm. And then we also see the first rune that Max is given, and it's actually the rune you kind of see everywhere in the Institute. It's the one used in the title card as like the main indicator for Shadowhunters. It was on Mars's arm. It's the one that's on in between Isabel's breast, that one. I don't know where Alec has it though, and I don't know where Jace has it. But that's the first one that Max is given, and when we see it for the first time, it actually looks like a scar on his arm. So maybe it's going to heal to the point where it's a black mark like all the other ones, but we'll have to wait and see for that. Last moment of the episode, though, showed Valentine still having Madsy in his custody, and he's giving her ice cream from the ice cream man vendor. So at least he's being kind of nice to her, I guess. Well, she doesn't really know any better except that this strange man is taking care of her. So there's that. Tidbits, though, we learn that Magnus sends Iris to the clay, but before she does that, she activates her blood oath with Clary, telling her to fulfill the oath, you have to find little Madsy for her. So there's that. Also, we learn that Jace and Alec learned that Robert is cheating on Maris Lightwood. So there's that. And we actually see the two of them siding with them and agreeing not to tell Isabel since she worships her father. Also, we learned that Magnus is the one that helped Raphael find a way back to who he was before he turned, shortly after he had turned into a vampire, when he kind of went off the rails, when he started drinking human blood, aka kind of sounding familiar to Ripper Stefan from the Vampire Diaries, I'm just saying. But Magnus kind of helped him return to the religion he had when he was a kid, try to get him back to finding who he was again. Kind of think of it like a sponsor type of thing, but there's that. So most shocking moment of the episode, guys, let's really get right to that, is the fact that Clary can actually activate the Soul Sword. I can't remember if in the books Clary does have actual pure angel blood. Again, I've only read the first 3, and it's been years since I read them. I really want to reread them again in the near future. But surprised that we've discovered that. I liked how it was unveiled, and I liked who got to hear it, though, as well. Moving on, top 3 favorite moments. First one has to be Magnus's fight with Iris. It was great just to see Warlock versus Warlock fighting action. We see a lot of actual fight scenes with like weapons and hand-to-hand combat, but it was great to actually see what a magic fight looks like, how someone with powers like Warlocks fight each other. And it was just great to see Magnus in his element and really dominating the fight, really showing who's in control and just how skilled he is. I really liked that. I was very impressed by it. Second favorite moment has to be Clary and Alec at the very end, when Clary tells Alec that I don't blame you for my mom, for what happened to my mom. And just him touching her shoulder as kind of like, instead of saying, I appreciate that, he does this really warm smile towards. I swear, they are my bro OTP, as people would say it. They're not like my official true pair, but like they're their official friendship that I want to go. I always like the whole, you start off hating each other and then you get to the point that you're like friends. I can't wait until Alec and Clary are at the point that they love each other and consider each other family, and that they would do anything for each other. Just because it's the other one that's in trouble, not because it's someone they cared about who cares about the other person. That's why you're helping. Like in the past, like Alec's only helping Clary because she's important to Jace, or the other way around. So I really like the progress with these two and their dynamic. So I'm always going to be rooting for them. If anything positive happens between them, just know that it's probably going to be one of my favorite moments, if nothing else tops that. So there's that. Another favorite moment I had, though, was between Jace and Maris, and it was her apology to Jace. And she was actually telling him that she doesn't resent taking him in and bringing him into the family all those years ago. She's actually proud of what he has become and the fact that he hasn't inherited his family's worst traits of it. Like, that was a really emotional and very powerful scene between them. I'm really glad they had it, and I'm really glad that they got to have that alone. And then to add Alec afterwards and have the boys support her when she indirectly reveals that she's being cheated on, was just a fantastic moment. I really liked the vulnerability behind it, just to see them cave into their emotion and embrace what they were feeling, because as Shadowhunters, they've always said to suppress it, don't deal with it, and kind of just deal with your duty and don't have it overwhelm you. So it's just great to see them actually take on the emotions they're feeling. So I like that. Also, a bonus favorite of mine was the constant checks that Magnus was giving over Clary, and how he was worried about her and he wanted to look out for her. So I really like that. It was interesting. Next, top 3 peeved moments. I only have the one, and that was Max Lightwood being a little brat to Magnus and Jace. During that whole scene when he was like unimpressed when Magnus gave him his gift, and then when Jace tells him to not talk to friends like that, to apologize, and he's like, I don't have to listen to you, you're not my brother. It's just, he was such a little brat, and it's like, I hated him for it. It's like, I don't care if you're being expelled or not to say those things, or expelled for other people to hear you say those things. That is not acceptable. It's like, that kid is giving sass to people he doesn't even know, or to someone he's grew up knowing as a brother. So it's like, really, it's like, kid, you are pissing me off right now, like really pissing me off. So anyways, what I remember most when I look back on this episode, I think the Warlock battle between Magnus and Iris is going to be a major thing. So I'll keep that in mind as well. Random questions though, very quickly. First one is if Isabel doesn't sweat the infant off, will Raphael tell someone about her addiction? I really hope so, I really do. Second question, how exactly did Iris' spell affect her targets? Did they drink something in common, or did she just pick them and spell them individually one by one with the same spell? So that's also something I was wondering about. Third question, if Jace can feel that Alec is happy through the parapetite bond, like the fact that he knew that him and Magnus took the next step, then what does Alec feel when Jace sleeps with someone else? There's a timer. So that's a question to wonder about. Last question. If Valentine experimented on Jace with demon blood, then is it possible that Valentine experimented on Clary with pure angel blood? Maybe he had Euthriel as his prisoner since before Clary was even born, and he had repeatedly injected her with the angel blood because he had an angel as a prisoner. Maybe that's why she's connected to him. So there is that. Moving on though to predictions, very quickly. Based off the promo for 209, it looks like everyone is after Clary, yet it looks like she's willing to sacrifice herself. So Valentine doesn't get to her because she wants to stop the chaos in the downworld that this has caused. It also looks like there's some fighting between Magnus and Alec. Based off the synopsis for the episode for 209, it reads. So, the synopsis reads for 209 that Clary is sidelined by Iris' blood oath while the downworld begins to fall apart. With word getting out that Clary is a key part of Valentine's plan, the downworlders are at odds on how to handle the issue. But when Iris activates her blood oath, Clary has more to worry about than hiding from Valentine and the downworlders. Meanwhile, Isabel and Raphael get closer as Alec tries to figure out what's going on with his sister. New questions? I really want to see something form between Raphael and Isabel. You kind of see it starting in this episode. Specifically when Isabel asks why Raphael is helping her, and he just answers, I don't know, yet he continues to help her. So I'm excited to see where that goes. It would be interesting to see how that one's formed, and just how far it will go outside of the Yin Fen storyline. So there's that, and it's about time that Alec or someone gets a clue that something's going on with Isabel. So I'm glad it's Alec, at least, who sees it first. Maybe he gets a clue from Magnus, or maybe that's what they're fighting about in the promo, is because they fight over the fact that Magnus kept something about Isabel from Alec. So I hope it's not that, but it may look like that from the sounds of it. Not really seeing anything else, though, that I could think of. But I was thinking about this, though, especially since they're going with the whole Clary and Simon relationship thing now at this part of the series. There's one thing in the books that I really cannot wait to see happen on screen. I won't give it too much away, though, but it did happen during the time that Clary and Simon were trying out the whole relationship together. It was in the City of Ashes book, so book 2, and it is during the scene where Clary is forced to follow her heart in order to escape the Sealy court. Book fans will know what that moment is all about, but I'm excited because it was in a moment where Clary could physically not leave the court unless she answered this one question, since Sealys are all about the truth and everything, since they can't lie and some stuff like that. So I remember reading that part in the book and always just rereading it because I really liked it. It always stood out for me. So that is probably the one thing I cannot wait to see, and I really hope they do bring it to life on the show. So there is that. But otherwise, that's what I have to say about the episode, guys. But what did you guys think of it? What did you guys like about it? What do you think is going to happen next? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, theories, opinions about what you think is going to happen in the rest of the season. The winter finale, I believe, is 210. And then we're going to have some however long hiatus before we get the second half of season 2. So who knows where they're going to end that off at. But also don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check out my other videos if you haven't done so already. And if you want, check out my Tumblr page. The link for that is down below. I read blog promos, web clips, quotes, GIFs, synopsis, all that good stuff, all found in one place. So go check me out there and follow me there if you want all that stuff in one spot for you. You can also check out my WordPress account. It's more organized over there, but you're also attached to my other YouTube channel, my fanfiction profiles, my live journal account. A lot of the stuff you can find through my WordPress. It's all connected, also through Tumblr, also through this channel. So follow me there if you like. I really appreciate it. Just know that WordPress is a work in progress right now. And that's about it. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you come back next week to hear what they say about the next episode. But until then, guys, this is Mel. Wish you all a great day, great week, wherever you are. Bye for now.